Good morning. It is Monday, the 6th of December, and I could not be more excited to be with you than I am right now. Going to this every other week schedule has been something else, and I'm actually really glad that we did it because it's making it even more meaningful for the time that we get to spend together. But good morning and welcome to Marketing Monday. I'm so happy to be here with you this morning. Again, like I said, I feel like going to this every other Monday schedule has just made our time even more precious. And I do miss going every Monday, but it's just like not possible. It's just too much. But I am extremely grateful for your time and for your, the experience of being here with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So let's talk about planning. So it's 2021 and we are about to go into 2022. And I am certain that there are some of us, I know I am one of them, who I love planning sessions. I'm actually doing a big planning session this week. I also have like a retreat with one of the teams that I'm on this week. Like it's a whole lot of planning. And I feel like if you are not a product-based business, you are probably in planning mode right now. And so because you're in planning mode right now and you are trying to get that time in, yes, Derek, it is very special time. This is very precious time we're in. You are trying to get that time in. It is really important for us to be thinking about what we want 2022 to look like. And I really want us to have 2022 be our best year ever. I believe that like every year should be your best year ever, not just like, the past is never the best thing that ever happened to you. So the future is always the best thing that's ever happened to you. And so what I would like for us to do is think forward to what is it that we actually want for the next year and to make some real attempts to plan to get what we want instead of just letting the time and the year happen to us. And of course, I recognize that having all of 2020 and 2021 be, all of 2020 and some part of 2021 and pretty much the future going forward has a very large air of uncertainty. And I recognize that that uncertainty can cause a lot of people to feel like, what's the point of planning? And I think that we need to be thinking of that in reverse. So the more uncertain things are, the more you should plan. Like the less you know, the less you can be confident in and the less you're secure in, the more you should plan. So it shouldn't go in the opposite direction where you're like, well, I can't know what's going to happen, so I'm just not going to plan anything and let it happen to me. The opposite is the truth. If you are feeling like things are uncertain and you're feeling like, it's confusing and you're not sure where to go and what your next step should be, you should absolutely be planning. That is the time to plan the most, is when you are most uncertain. And of course, we know that, again, for the past couple of years, things have been very uncertain. And so what we want to do is go into this next year with an idea of what it is that we want to accomplish. So let's talk about actually planning. The first thing that you want to do, and I said I'm going to offer a few kind of planning hacks. The first thing that you want to do when you're thinking about planning for your business in the coming year, good morning. The first thing you want to do is think about what you want the outcome for the year to be, but very specifically. So I'm not talking about goal setting in particular, but what I do want you to think about is what your core objective is over the course of the next year. And then I want you to break that down by quarter. So you're going to think, okay, over the next year, my core objective is to grow my revenue by 20%. So if you say you want to grow your revenue by 20% by the end of 2020, then you need to break that into 4 and say, okay, I need to grow my revenue 5% in every quarter. So if you grow 5% in every quarter, 5, 10, 15, 20, yes, that is accurate math. If you grow your business by 5% in every quarter, then you will be able to hit that goal of 20% growth at the end of the year. Now, as someone who has seen revenue growth changing for themselves, like my business has had revenue growth, I will say that one of the hardest things about that whole revenue situation when making it your objective is that the reality is that sometimes you'll be doing activities in the first and second quarter that won't net an outcome in those quarters. They'll net the outcome in the third and the fourth quarter. So you might be planning for it to be a 5% increase every quarter, but you might end up with a 1% and then a 3% and then a 7% and then a 13%. I don't think that was right math, but you guys get the idea. So it kind of grows gradually into that larger percentage at the end of the year. I have seen that happen for myself, but the idea is to have some idea of what it is that you want to have happen. What is the objective that you're aiming at, so that you can plan going into the year. So if you have a revenue goal as an objective, you want to a revenue number as your objective, then you want to think, not just think, you want to look at your current business and say, where does the majority of my revenue come from right now? What are the activities that I do that bring in the most revenue? And then you want to plan to increase those activities. It's weirdly that simple, but also very complicated, because most of us as small business owners don't know what the things are that we're doing that are bringing in the most revenue. And so this is the reason why we're doing this now instead of waiting until January, because what I want you to think about, what I want you to look at, what I want you to do your homework on is, over the past year, what are the activities that have brought in the most revenue for your business? What are the things that have helped you to sustain or increase the growth of your business as it is? What kind of hours in your shop were the hours that were most successful? What kind of offering or product was the product that was most successful? What was the service that you offered that was the most successful? If the thing that you're doing, if you're new in your business and you haven't started getting to the point of getting revenue, then you need to be thinking, okay, what is the activity that has gotten me the most eyeballs, the most attention, the most organic lift in my business, meaning you have the most engagement over that activity and it wasn't paid engagement. So what is that activity? And then how can you do more of it in every quarter so that over the course of the year, you are increasing that specific activity so that it is becoming more and more a bigger portion of the business activities that you do. I think that most of us have heard of the Pareto Principle, and I know for a fact that it is real. It is not a principle, that is not a theory. It is a principle in life that 80% of your outcomes are going to come from approximately 20% of your inputs. And so if you're looking at your business and you're seeing that some very large portion of your revenue is derived from the specific thing that you're doing. And when I say 20%, it could be 10%, it could be 30%, but it's going to be the smallest portion of your activities usually is the thing that's bringing you the most money. You want to be thinking, okay, how do I then leverage those activities? How do I optimize them? How do I take the things that are working the best that maybe I'm not spending the most of my time on and spend more time optimizing those things and maybe less time doing the things that are less successful? When you start thinking about your planning in this way, then you can actually come up with a plan instead of being abstract about it and saying, oh, I want to have a 20% revenue, increase, and I'm going to grow my revenue by 5%, and then just kind of stop there. We don't want to stop there. We want to dig a little bit deeper, figure out what those activities are, what those products are, what the thing is in our business that is actually getting us the biggest lift. And then how is it that we can do more of that? And if possible, especially if you are a service-based business, how can you do more of it with less of your time? Because as a service-based business, either your time or an employee's time is the thing that is being charged for. And you want to be thinking, how can I leverage my own, the word optimize there. How can I optimize to get a better outcome from this specific thing that I'm doing, where I'm going to be getting more revenue and more increase from that activity while doing essentially less of it, so that you are really optimizing on Pareto's principle, because that Pareto principle does indeed work. So I don't essentially want you to try to take that 20% and make it 80% of your business. That is not what we're talking about. We're trying to optimize as much as possible so that 20% can leverage you a bigger outcome, period. So the thing that we're talking about here is being very intentional and very focused right now on figuring out what that activity is, which activities in your business, which products and services that you offer are the ones that are bringing you the biggest and the best outcomes. And then taking those and figuring out how to optimize them as much as possible so that essentially you're wringing all the value for your business out of that thing, not wringing the life out of it. Because I know some of you are like, well, if I optimize and I do too much, then it's gonna burn me out. And that's the reason why I said, trying to figure out how to optimize the thing without you adding in more time for yourself to do it. Because again, if you are a small business owner, like most of the people who watch and listen, if you're a small business owner, you do not have more time. So the idea that you're going to just magic up some more time is not what we're doing here. We're being smart. So this is all about planning so that you can leverage and optimize the things that are bringing you the most revenue from the least activity. Okay, so that is what I want you to focus on this week. We're going to talk again about planning and optimizing in the next Marketing Monday in December, because this is the time for us to be focusing on it. So I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, that by 2 weeks from now, you will have an idea of what that thing is, or what those maybe it might be a set of activities, or it might be a set of products. What is that thing that if you look at it, it's probably bringing in 80% or somewhere in the large portion, 50+% of your revenue is coming from these things or this activity. How can we then optimize that thing? Okay. So that is what I want you to be doing right now, is hacking your own business, looking in your own business and saying, what are you doing right now? And how can you figure out what that thing is that is making you the most money, that is bringing you the most attention, that is getting you the most value or giving the most value to your customer. All of those things. It's not just about money. It is about value creation. It is about attention. It is about all of those things. So what is the thing that you're doing that's getting those activities done for your business, for your business? And then how can you leverage and optimize those things so that you're working a little bit less and those things are working a little bit harder for you? So we're going to go into this planning, thinking about those things. And then in the next Marketing Monday in December, we're going to talk about how to take that to the next level and map it out so that you are actually accomplishing something in 2022 to make 2022 your actual best year ever, and not just kind of seat of our pantsing it, because that don't work. Okay. So we're not going to, it's sometimes you get lucky, and that's good. What is it when opportunity meets preparation? That's luck. So sometimes you're prepared and you get lucky and something happens and then you didn't really plan, but you still have the best year ever. We don't want to do that though. We want you to actually have a little bit of a plan going forward to help you get into your best year ever. So that's it for today. I'm going to leave you with that. I wanted to make sure that I gave you a lot of homework in that very short 13 minutes. And so as much as possible, I want you to be thinking about and focusing on, what is that 20%? Look at your business, look at your activities. What is the thing that is getting the most value for your business that you're doing that you could probably optimize to make it work better and more efficiently and bring in better results and better revenue? And then we're going to talk about how to make a plan for you to execute on that in the next Marketing Monday. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in a couple of weeks. Have a great day. It is a very gloomy day right now, but have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic week. Don't let the weather bring you down. Please don't. I'm telling myself that, not just you. So don't let the weather bring you down. And I will see you